Hi, and welcome to Discover Oklahoma. I'm Lauren Nelson.
And I'm Dean O'Lally. Today we're coming to you from the Oklahoma City National Memorial.
This is such a sacred place with such special meaning for so many Oklahomans, people across America, and really around the world. In fact, this self-sustaining national park is currently counting down to the 25th anniversary of the reason behind its founding. We'll tell you more about how you can plan your visit here and ways you can support this important part of history throughout the show.
But first, just one of the many ways Oklahoma has grown since that fateful date of April 19, 1995. And of course, we're talking about new life and new locations.
That's right. One of the many places that makes Oklahomans proud, Tulsa's Gathering Place. Julie Chen talks to some of our littlest residents as they check out the playground.
Tulsa's Gathering Place is making more headlines. Time magazine rated it as one of the best places to visit in the world. And National Geographic ranked its playground among the best in the world. We enlisted the help of some tiny experts to take us on a tour.
Dun, dun.
At the Chapman Adventure Playground, there are surprises around every corner.
Water pool! Let's go down it!
This 5-acre fantasy land takes playground fun to new heights.
When you first see it, you're kind of awestruck, I think, just because it's unlike anything you've ever really seen before, especially in the United States. It's one thing to talk about, but being here in person, it's just an incredible thing to experience.
With 7 diverse play areas here, imaginations run wild.
I love the castle because it makes me feel like I'm king of the world.
The thought behind building this playground is to really encourage families and children of all ages to be able to play and really play and learn through problem solving and just exploration.
And there's a lot to explore. For babies and crawlers, Volcanoville's padded play area is the perfect fit. Nearby sits the enchanting Fairyland Forest.
My little daughter loves that, and I love that area too because it's small and it's confined, and so it's great for that under 4-year-old group.
In the land of the river giants, you'll find the playground's paddlefish and iconic Blue Heron Slide, a nod to Oklahoma wildlife. There are 11 slides throughout the playground. Insiders tell us this is the speediest. You'll find it in Skywalk Forest, where webbed pathways turn super kids
Spider web.
into superheroes.
And did we mention there's a zip line?
You ready?
Yeah.
Here we go.
That might be the only place where we see a line.
There's Charlie's Water Mountain, an interactive attraction to beat the summer heat. The Reading Tree, the oldest, largest cottonwood in the park where you can snuggle up for story time, and a STEM sensory garden.
And there's a hedge maze, there's a mirror maze, all kinds of outdoor instruments that you can play with, even a stage that you can pretend and perform on as well. Really a cool area. Every corner you turn, you're gonna find something new in there.
It helps to do a little homework before heading here. Gathering Place has a great website and free app to help you plan your visit.
I would say start small. Maybe start at the entrance, like we park at the lodge area. So we start at the sand pit and then stay there the entire time and leave. And then you come back again and you start at another area. So you're not overwhelmed and you don't feel like you have to do everything in one day.
Be prepared to explore, be blown away, and you'll honestly be able to interact in so many different ways that you wouldn't think were possible here in Tulsa.
It's always something new. We love coming to the Gathering Place.
In Tulsa, I'm Julie Chen, Discovering Oklahoma.
Gathering Place is located along Riverside Drive in Tulsa. The exact address is 2650 South John Williams Way. The park is open 7 days a week. You'll want to check out their website, gatheringplace.org, for details on all the many things to see and do.
Now, it may be child's play on the Gathering Place playground, but they are serious at our next stop.
Serious about trout fishing? If you're ready, now's the time to cast your line. Photojournalist Casey Kennedy takes us to Turner Falls.
It's a pretty big deal for us. We have quite a few people that come and they've been calling us for a month wanting to know when are you going to get your fish in because they love to fish here at Turner Falls. They're really fun to catch. Some people really love to eat them. They'll put on their waders and they'll have all this gear on, you know, and they'll wade out into the water and with their fly rods. And of course they carry all this gear right on right on their person so they don't have to walk back and forth to the bank if they catch one. We have all kinds of people do it. We have people that are dedicated trout fishermen, you know, catch and release, fly fishermen that love to fish that way. And then we have others that just use light rod and reel tackle and fish with some type of bait, but they all seem to really enjoy it. A lot of people don't realize it, but sometimes you can make work out of fishing, but it's fun to do that.
Usually it's pretty good. They stock it regularly, and the trout are healthy and sizable. And it's not too far away. It's about an hour and a half. And I love the creek. It's so clear. It looks, you know, it's a spring-fed creek, so it looks like a mountain stream kind of. The fish are beautiful and they fight real hard, and I like fishing in streams because it requires some strategy, so it's challenging.
Normally we stock every year, sometime from the middle to late November, depending on when we can get the fish delivered and also the temperature of the water. We usually give them a few days to kind of acclimate and to scatter out around in the creek area, and then we'll start fishing then. We have quite a few people come down from Oklahoma City, and we have people come up from Dallas area down in there, and then of course other parts of southern Oklahoma. Even though, you know, they do have trout fishing in Blue River over here, but we still, you know, have a lot of people come from those areas. It's just a great setting, you know. It's real handy. We're right off the interstate, you know, you're a mile from I-35, and you're at the park, and it's just a great place to come. Beautiful surroundings, beautiful water, all natural settings back in here where we put the fish.
Give it a try. It's actually a good place to learn. It's not as difficult as many places.
We've made it easy for you to find some of the best places to fish in Oklahoma. Just head to the website fishandok.com. There you'll find information on the Oklahoma Fishing Trail. Plan your trip and see what all you need to catch to be a winner of our Grand Slam.
Coming up on Discover Oklahoma.
So we knew from the very beginning it was going to be antiques and junk.
An antique hunter's paradise will take you there.
They're beautiful, they're wonderful vintage photographs.
Plus the must-see art exhibit at one of Tulsa's premier museums.
I just always kind of wondered what this place was going to be, so I kind of almost thought it was a joke, so to speak. So it's neat and fun to see that it's finally open.
And we saw one of Central Oklahoma's mysteries find out what they built inside this crazy yellow house. It's all coming up when Discover Oklahoma continues.
In the land of wonder and awe, you won't believe you see what you saw. Where there's something to do for young and for old, where stories are written and then they're retold. Visit travelok.com today. Come see for yourself and come out to play.
Welcome back to Discover Oklahoma, coming to you from the Oklahoma City National Memorial, a place everyone living in or just visiting Oklahoma should experience. This memorial really is a place of learning.
And we are blessed to have so many incredible places where you can do just that. Another one is the Gilcrease Museum in Tulsa.
Jason Grubbs takes us to the Dorothea Lange exhibit.
On display now at the Gilcrease Museum is Dorothea Lange's America. There are 55 original vintage images, 30 by Lange and 25 from her contemporaries, who were all capturing photos during the Great Depression.
They're not digital reproductions, they are vintage silver gelatin, platinum print photographs of the period.
Lange was in her 20s, working as a portrait photographer in San Francisco, when she saw the change brought on by the 1929 crash.
And I think as a sign of her great humanity, she will decide, I need to document what is happening. And she will literally go from the studio out onto the streets and eventually the road as this nomadic chronicler of the Great Depression.
Not only was Oklahoma hit hard by the market crash, families here were dealing with the Dust Bowl and machines like the tractor, replacing farm workers. Curators have added several Oklahoma-driven pieces to the traveling exhibit, bringing an already moving display even closer to home.
And you see people literally walking off a farm, heading to who knows where. Several of these images are of a huge Hooverville, which is a pejorative name these migrants gave to these encampments, blaming President Hoover for the condition they were in.
Lange and a handful of other photographers were hired by the federal government to document what was happening.
These that are on exhibit now make you think about how bad times were in the 40s and the late 30s, and you can appreciate what they went through.
They would capture more than 250,000 images, now housed in the Library of Congress.
They needed to convince Congress to provide that funding through appropriations of monies.
This is probably Lang's most iconic photograph. It was taken in March of 1936 in California, titled Migrant Mother. But the story of this mother of 7 starts right here in Oklahoma.
On her way home back to San Francisco, she drives past a sign that says Pea Picker Camp.
Lang would drive another 20 miles before turning around. This wall shows the handful of images she snapped of a family from Oklahoma. She didn't even know their name before capturing the one photo which would embody an era of American history.
Even that day, she did not learn her name. She just made a note in her log, destitute agricultural worker, age 32, and didn't know who she was, didn't know her background. We do know today that Florence Owens Thompson was born in the Cherokee Nation near Tahlequah, Indian Territory, just a few years before statehood.
They are images powerful to the nation then and still today.
Mother of 5, mother of 4, grandparent of 1, grandparent of 3. So yeah, those photos definitely, especially the one with the mother, with her children, very moving.
Even though the Great Depression happened so long ago, visitors see similarities in today's world.
This is about famine. This is about people starving to death and capturing, their difficult lives. And we still see that today, and I think we can do better. So if anything, it brings that home.
And for those who lived through the Great Depression, it's a reminder of what our nation can overcome.
Brings back lots of memories. Makes me very thankful for where we are today.
At the Gilcrease Museum in Tulsa, I'm Jason Grubbs for Discover Oklahoma.
The Dorothea Lang exhibit is only on display temporarily at the Gilcrease. If you want to see it, plan to visit before it closes on January the 5th. The museum is in Tulsa at 1400 North Gilcrease Museum Road. Check out their website for more information, gilcrease.org.
The memorial here really is a destination for many visitors, but we always like to tell folks other things they can see and do here in Oklahoma.
And with that, if you head northwest of here about an hour, you'll find a great shop called Lemons and Lace Marketplace. Right now, Deanne Stein is going to show us around.
Lemons and Lace is truly a family affair owned by 5 ladies who love to mix a little of the old with the new.
We knew from the very beginning it was going to be antiques and junk.
Starting with the old junker that greets you at the door.
We came up with the name Lemons and Lace, so we wanted a lemon car.
But the old Volkswagen doesn't sour any first impressions.
We just love it. It's a conversation piece that, gets us talking with people.
And into the store where they can share their joy for junk.
All 5 of us kind of came together, and it's been actually really, really great.
Joni, her mother Penny, mother-in-law Pam, her sister Debbie, and their mother Darlene opened the store together, each bringing their own niche.
I'm the junker. I'm not a very good foo-foo person, but usually me and Debbie just pile our junk and we let my mother and Joni and Penny do the foo-fooing, because they're really good at that. I just gather junk and sit it down and say, put this where it looks good.
The store has around 17 vendor booths offering a variety of merchandise from antiques, refinished furniture, and metal art to bedding, candles, gift items, and clothing.
We sell a lot of furniture. We sell a lot of antique furniture. The wardrobe right there, we've sold 1 or 2 before that, just almost like it. Furniture goes out really fast.
They also carry the popular Annie Sloan chalk paints and are trained to use them.
We love just the decorating and showing people, inspiring them to how to do their homes and everything.
Using the elaborate displays to help showcase their vision, each with its own local story, like this back bar that came from the town's old pharmacy.
Everything is all original. Everything, even the lights, even all of the doors, the hinges, everything. Just wonderful memories, and people, especially from Canton or that was from around close, that came in. Yeah.
A piece of Canton.
A piece of Canton, yes. A piece of Canton's history, yes.
As you make your way to the middle of the store, another memory stands along the wall from the Canton High School prom.
The theme that year was The Wizard of Oz, so this was Dorothy's house.
Built by a student's dad, it now displays farmhouse decor, some that actually did come from the farm.
This old porch swing came from my old farmhouse that we lived in for 20-some years. It came off my front porch. So when my kids were little, that's what they got rocked in. It's really great for displays and everything too, but
It's not for sale.
that one's not for sale because it's a piece of me. Yep.
Pieces of history the customers appreciate.
I was amazed. It is just so comfy and so homey, and everywhere you look there's something that relates to you. It's a step back in time, but then things are timeless, and it's a really neat place.
We're trying to sell an experience whenever you come here.
Which is why Lemons and Lace helps draw customers near and far to Canton's Main Street. That all started with a family's passion for junk and a sense of home.
We just jumped into it, and it's been 4 years, and we're still going strong and loving every minute of it.
Discovering Oklahoma and Canton, Deanne Stein.
Lemons and Lace is located at 105 West Main in Canton. They're open Tuesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Coming up on Discover Oklahoma.
We are mainly a coffee shop. That's how it started off. To where now we're serving lunch all day until 9 p.m.
The little coffee shop with big dreams, why you will want to be sure to stop off here.
So every piece of drywall, I hand textured the entire building. I hand painted the entire building. So, I mean, every piece of siding, so there's nothing these hands didn't touch.
And one man's mission, find out what he's serving up now that the crazy yellow house is complete when Discover Oklahoma continues.
Maybe it's time to take in the view and discover yourself in the land of what's new. Here, history happens in the blink of an eye, and learning is fun. You can even ask why. At TravelOK.com, find even more. Come see for yourself and then go explore.
Welcome back to the Oklahoma City National Memorial, where they are counting the days to the 25th anniversary of that fateful day, April 19, 1995. On that day, folks were glued to their TV sets watching the news of the Oklahoma City bombing.
And many of them, no doubt, in little cafes and coffee houses around the country.
Places for friends and fellowship, much like this next stop. Tina McGarry takes us to Opera House Coffee Shop in Durant.
We really specialize in craft coffee beverages.
Cup by cup, Opera House Coffee has crafted a name for itself. Sean and Amy Rawlings have poured their hearts into this business.
All of our coffee beverages will be delicious, made with care. You can really tell that a lot of effort and thought went into them.
Opera House Coffee offers craft coffee and a full menu, from pastries and yummy baked goods to delicious lunch and dinner items.
When we started, we just wanted to do coffee and pastries, and somehow it morphed into a much larger monster to where now we're serving lunch all day until 9 p.m. Just everything we do is real fresh, made from scratch, and people seem to really like it.
Guests feel cozy and comfortable in the sleek and modern design, but this trendy coffee shop gives a nod to history and the building's old charm.
This is one of the oldest buildings in town, and it's been so many things. It's been an opera house, it's been entertainment venue, a courthouse.
Ernest Sturge spent time here in his younger days. He tells us this was a favorite hangout and spot for ice cream.
Country came to town on Saturday night, and this was one of the famous stops, and it was packed on Saturday night.
He remembers it fondly, but makes new memories here now. Each Tuesday you can find him right here having lunch.
I get the bean soup, the vegetarian soup, and then a soprano sandwich, which is ham and cheese on ciabatta bread.
The coffee's amazing, you know, the ambience is amazing, the owners are awesome, the workers here and everybody else. It does feel like a city kind of coffee shop, really like modern and still like hipster a little bit.
These are the cold brew towers. It takes almost a full day, 20 hours to brew one pot of coffee. Let me tell you, it's worth the wait. The end result is smooth, low acidity, and delicious.
We're not really one of those coffee shops that does all the flavors, but everything we do is from the best ingredients we can make. So that's kind of what we're known for, is that we start with the best ingredients, so the final product, no matter what you pick, is gonna taste the best.
The Rawlings invite you to come grab a cup of coffee, sit down and stay a while. They'll treat you like family and hope you come back again. In Durant, I'm Tina McGarry, Discovering Oklahoma.
Opera House Coffee is located at 200 Evergreen Street in Durant. They're open Monday through Saturday, closed on Sunday.
Up next on Discover Oklahoma.
Yeah, it's really delicious. From the macaroni and cheese, the chicken is amazing, it's flavorful.
Crazy on the outside, incredible food on the inside. The story behind this roadside oddity when Discover Oklahoma continues.
Want to discover even more about the show? Go online and watch Discover Oklahoma anywhere, anytime. Catch up on missed episodes, track down interesting locations, and submit your own story ideas. Start exploring today at discoveroklahomatv.com.
Welcome back to Discover Oklahoma. You know, Oklahoma City, really the whole state has grown so much since the bombing in 1995.
It's like there's something going up almost every single week, but right now Shelly Mills is going to take us to a spot that a lot of people have been watching go up for years. Let's go to Po' Boys.
If you've driven on I-35 at Northeast 36th Street in Oklahoma City anytime in recent years, you've likely noticed this strange building behind me. Many have wondered what it is. Well, we have your answer. Po' Boys House Seafood is now open.
I've never been to anything like this in the Oklahoma City Metro.
From the Poseidon heads and Triton spears on the exterior to the dolphins on the floor when you enter, Po' Boys House Seafood has a unique style.
I just always kind of wondered what this place was going to be, so I kind of almost thought it was a joke, so to speak. So it's neat and fun to see that it's finally open.
It's cool looking. The outside of the building is really cool because it's all shaped all weird and stuff.
This restaurant is the dream of owner Tony Howard.
I've always wanted to have something that was unique, something that would say, come enjoy what I've done.
Howard is not only the brains behind the restaurant, he's also the builder.
To every piece of drywall, I hand textured the entire building. I hand painted the entire building. So, I mean, every piece of siding, so there's nothing these hands didn't touch.
That effort has now transitioned from building the restaurant to building the menu.
Even from the breaded chicken, we do everything in-house. We don't order anything that's pre-breaded. We season everything from in-house.
They've only been open for a few weeks, and Howard admits they are still working out a few issues here and there. But overall, customers say they are pleased with their experience.
Yeah, it's really delicious. From the macaroni and cheese, the chicken is amazing, it's flavorful.
The hush puppies were delicious.
I would recommend it, and I would also come back.
Howard emphasizes that this is not a Cajun restaurant. While many of the recipes are from Louisiana, the focus is for this to be a seafood restaurant. Howard started building Po' Boys House in April of 2015. Initially, he expected it to be much smaller, but as he built, he added new features like the bar and an upstairs room for events. It took more than 4 years, but in August, he finally opened the doors. He's grateful for the support residents have shown so far and hopes they will continue to come.
It really surprised me that the way that the city has taken upon themselves to really enjoy someone's hard labor and hard work, and that's what I really appreciate about it.
Customers we spoke with say they believe it's worth the drive just to give it a try.
Come try it because it's worth it and it's very inexpensive.
Shelly Mills, Discover Oklahoma.
Po' Boys is located along the I-35 service road just south of Northeast 36th Street. They're open Tuesday through Saturday.
And no matter where your next road trip takes you, the Discover Oklahoma Dining Guide will help you find a great place to eat. All you have to do is log on to our website, travelok.com, and click Request Free Brochures to get your copy.
A huge thank you to the fine folks here at the Oklahoma City National Memorial for hosting us this week. November 4th, 2019 will mark 168 days until the date of April 19th, 2020. That is the 25th anniversary of the Oklahoma City bombing. During those 168 days, the memorial will be working with media outlets across Oklahoma to remember those who were killed, those who survived, and those who were changed forever. Discover Oklahoma encourages you to visit the Oklahoma City National Memorial to ensure the story of what happened here is always remembered.
And coming up next week on Discover Oklahoma, a special salute to Oklahoma's military. We'll visit the 45th Infantry Museum.
And we'll take you to the General Franks Leadership Institute and Museum next week right here on Discover Oklahoma.
So until next time, remember,
there's always something to discover in Oklahoma.